Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is another video, and the video we're doing today is going to be a Q&A. Basically, I posted on my WhatsApp and Instagram for people to just ask questions about the UK. So I'm going to answer a few questions, hoping not to make this video too long. But yeah, let's get into it. Before I go too far, if you're new or you're watching the channel for the first time, please, if you found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe so we can grow. And I'm very overwhelmed by the amount of positivity that I've received from my past videos. They're doing so well. Like, I did not imagine that I would get so much love. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Right. And also, it's cold, so I was like, you know what, I'm not doing this without a bit of tea. Anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna be referring to the questions here, and the first question I'm gonna tackle is how are job opportunities in the UK? So this one, I would say it's subjective to what industry you are sort of looking at, but generally for me, I found that I haven't struggled for a job compared to South Africa. I would say the UK has better job opportunities, especially in hospitality and where I am now. And I think that the biggest trend that I can say I've seen now is what is called, people have coined it, the big resignation period, where people, after COVID, they had to reevaluate their lives and they're like, is this job even worth it? People that were sort of approaching retirement age have just sort of quit. So there was a lot of need of labor, and so there's just been a shift of people wanting to leave the workforce and then people getting into it. So in as much as it's relative to any field, but as a general observation, there's been more increase in the job market or job opportunities. And also, I will say this as well, I have not struggled for a job since I came here, because I've been working, child. So I've been working since being a student, and at that point I held like 3 jobs in one go, and this was mainly in hospitality, which is why I also say it's relative to what you're looking for. Mina, I was able to work 3 jobs, not at the same time, but I would choose, because for hospitality there's agencies, so you can register with an agency and you can be a waitress, you can do front of house, you can do back of house stuff. So yep. And I was also working, I was just mainly working those agency jobs for like students, and I was also working for the uni as well, because they hire students because they understand that students need the money. So I was working for the uni plus working agency hospitality jobs, waitressing and all of that, and it gives good money, to be honest. You can live off it. Industry wise, it will depend on what industry you're on, and will depend on which location as well. So central London, there are job opportunities. If you move further up, depending on which industry you're based on, it might fluctuate, but generally, yes, there are a lot of better opportunities. And also, in terms of qualifications, some of them don't even require a lot. They don't even require like a lot of experience. I think the job market in the UK understands that people are school leavers or graduates, and they may not necessarily have the experience. They just pay you a lower grade, but it's literally it's not going to be like we need 2 years worth of experience or 3 years worth of experience for entry roles. They're willing to train people up, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so the next question is, how did I relocate? How did I relocate? I think I've covered this in a previous video. If you have not watched that one, please go watch it. But basically, my visa process was quite easy. And because I was applying for a student visa, it was literally just you having to apply to a uni and getting accepted, writing the English proficiency test, and then you need to apply for the visa 3 months before you choose to start your course. And yeah, and then you have to do a TB test from certain countries, certain African countries, if I may call it that. They want you to do a visa, a TB test, and I did that, and yeah, I sent it through. And you have to prove that you can support yourself while studying, so you have to prove funds. I had sponsorship, and yeah, you have to just basically show your bank account having that amount of money in there for like a month, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. But more details are on that video. And the next question is it really a tea nation? Well, I think that answers it. But honestly speaking, I think this thing goes back to the fact that the UK is quite cold. You know, we get like a few hot months, but in general, it's a cold country. So tea is a thing, and you can actually go for a tea. There's like really nice high tea restaurants that you go to, tea and like whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it really is a tea nation. People offer you tea at any time of the day, and people, it doesn't matter. Tea is just like part of like tradition. Even at work, like work is worse. Like when I first started, it was like, would you like a tea? Would you like a tea? Like, yeah, it is a thing. And the next one is why does the UK currency have more value than the rand? Jeez, yeah, this was quite deep, but anyway, I think because the UK economy itself is very strong compared to SA, and yeah, there's a lot of factors that contribute to the strength of the currency, obviously, but seeing that the UK is a first world country, and there's a lot of foreign investment that come through here, which boost the economy, hence making it more valuable. And also they can sort of dictate how much interest they are going to charge, which also attracts investors. And yeah, I think it's a combination of factors actually, and even the GDP and all of that compared to SA. But yeah, for those that don't know, the conversion rate or the exchange rates between South Africa and the pound sterling is about 20 on average. It's about 20 rand, and yeah, so £1 equates to roughly 20 rands, which is quite pricey if you're coming this side, but it's beneficial if you are sending money from the UK to SA. Yeah, and which is why the UK can sort of manage to sort of decrease their prices on their imports because of the strength of the pound. And as well, there are factors that affect the pound, and whatever happens in the market or politically, it affects the value of the pound or rand. I'm not really an expert on these things, but anyway, I think I sort of summarized it the best way that I've understood it. But yeah, and how much is let's start with this one. Are cars really cheap that side? I don't have a car yet, but I've been looking around and I've been shopping, and I say this, I'm in the process of trying to get my driving license because I left it too late in South Africa. And actually no, I didn't leave it too late. I failed my driving test quite a few times in SA, and that was just basically due to my negligence, but I can drive. So yes, it's not really cheap. Buying a car first-hand, brand new car from the dealership is not cheap at all, but depends on your pocket as well, what you consider to be cheap. But price wise, no, it's not cheap, but I can tell you that they have really good second-hand cars. So if you are, and that's what most people opt for anyways, second-hand cars. People normally leave their car, or they treat their cars quite, I don't know, like second-hand cars are not going to be run down cars. They're cars that are still pretty much in good conditions. People take care of them, and if you're buying it second-hand, you might get it cheaper, and it works out. So second-hand cars, yes, they are quite cheaper, but brand new cars, from my personal opinion, I don't think so. They're not. And how much is car tax? I think the car tax depends on how much carbon dioxide your car emits or how environmentally friendly your car is. And yeah, it would be based on that. But the max cap, I think, would be around £160, which is around my conversion calculator. It's around 3,000 something, 3,700 rands, somewhere around there. And also, I must say this: car maintenance or having a car in itself it builds up the bill, because you have to pay for car insurance, which is a legal requirement for all cars that are driven on public roads. And if your car is older than 3 years, then you have to do an MOT annually, which is like a roadworthiness check, just to see if everything's still functioning as it should. And then apart from that, you have to pay for what you call, if you go to zones that are deemed congestion charge zone, you have to pay a daily amount for you going in and out of those areas. And if you don't, you're charged a penalty. So having a car is really a lot of maintenance. And I've heard insurance is quite expensive as well, because it depends on the car and all other factors. And apparently if you claim more from your insurance, then your premiums go up a crazy amount. So people try not to claim from insurance, even though insurance is meant to help ease the burden of the car. Anyway, it does not make sense to me, but yeah, that's how they roll. That's how it is. But yeah, that's on cars. And then another one is, I heard rent is expensive. How's it been for you? Child. Rent is expensive in this country, guys. Like the cost of living, Jay, in general. Let me put it like that. The cost of living is crazy. Okay, for myself, I can safely say, because I stay in a 1-bedroom house and flat, and I can safely say that 40 to 45 of my salary goes towards my rent. Crazy, I know, right? I think that's the price you pay for wanting to stay on your own. But even if you stay in shared accommodation, you still pay like £500 a month or £600 a month just to share a room. And share like the kitchen and other basic common facilities, and have your own bedroom. So Mina, for my flat, just to break down and make this realistic for you, I pay my rent is £730 a month, which is close to, yeah, you can convert, which is close to around 15,000, somewhere there. And then I pay £115 a month for council tax. Council tax is like the municipal thingy that you pay for the services, for upkeeping the services, maintenance and all of that, and the rubbish. Yeah, and then I pay for gas, I pay for electricity, and I pay for water. My water bill, it comes 6 monthly. I haven't received it yet, but it comes around to like 120 for like a few months, which is not too bad. It's not too expensive. But the electricity and the gas, my dear child, it's expensive. I think I pay about £60-70 a month for both of those combined. So yeah, my expenses almost come to like £1,000, which equates to close to 20,000 rands a month for just accommodation. No groceries included, nothing, just accommodation. So yeah, it is a crazy amount. But yeah, we leave child, but it is what it is. It's quite expensive. Even if you're sharing, it doesn't make a difference. It's just the way things are in this country, which is why it's expensive for people to buy houses as well. But yeah. And just to close it off, how's the mood since the death of the Queen? This one is a bit tricky and I don't want to touch too much on it, but I'll just leave it on the fact that, okay, just the backstory as well. If for whatever reason you have not heard, but Queen Elizabeth died a few days ago, and yeah, she was just literally being buried today. And the mood has been quite sad. Like, there's mixed reactions, okay? The British people really loved her, honestly, but some people couldn't be bothered because they're like, yeah, it's just that she's a person's dead, okay, fine, we understand that, and we sympathetic towards that, but in general honesty, she didn't do anything for us. So yeah, she doesn't directly affect us, but for some people, she represented a lot of other things, and they were quite deeply touched by the fact that she dedicated her life to service. And so yeah, it's that the mood has been quite somber. Today was the funeral, and I can promise you that people respected her so much, because for half of the day when the funeral processions were on, nobody was on the streets, people were indoors, shops were closed, like all shops were closed. Like, if I tell you that it was like a Christmassy sort of vibe, because on Christmas Day everything closes down. So everything closed down. There's hardly people on the road. There's hardly movement. People were indoors watching the funeral proceedings, or they were indoors doing whatever they were doing. But it was quite very respectful, and a lot of people went down to London to just see her off and watch the parades and all of that. So yeah, it was quite a sad day, and it goes to show how much the Brits uphold their culture and the monarchy, and how much they love that sort of tradition. But anyway, yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for watching up until this point. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe to the video, or to the channel. See. But anyway, until the next one, thank you so much. Bye.